You know, I'm listening to the news today and I hear that they came in with the verdict on the Ahmad Aubrey trial and they found all three of these devils guilty. I believe the father was found guilty on all nine counts. And throughout social media, people are asking, is this justice? Has justice been served? To me, no. Justice is, to me, is living in an environment where things like this won't happen. People are aware of the law and they follow the law, and Ahmaud Aubrey would still be here if we was living in a just society. But because we're not living in a just society, people can take the law into their own hands and take it to whatever extent they deem necessary. This guy was supposedly a police officer who had already had been removed from his duty and had just got back called back to work, and I think it was in a year he committed this crime. Justice to me would have been having at least a dozen or so people facing charges in this murder. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me that these three idiots was the only one that's seen Ahmaud Aubrey come out of that house. You're not going to tell me that these three idiots were the only ones that heard and saw this man running through this neighborhood. They're chasing this guy through the community for about 7 minutes, 8 minutes, till Ahmaud Aubrey is to the point of exhaustion. And you don't receive not one phone call from anybody else in that community stating that there's two men in a pickup truck chasing a black man, trailing another white guy in the car is trailing behind him. I believe they're going to hurt this guy. Not one phone call came in. But you let Ahmaud Aubrey come out of this house, and these three clowns spring into action. Justice would be everybody's house that he ran past. Somebody got to come in here and tell me that what they saw or didn't saw, because we're not leaving this case like it is. Somebody's going to admit that they seen this guy being pursued and did not follow their duty as a citizen and report a crime. Because they're not chasing this guy for his health. See, justice to me is living in a society where justice is applied to all people, regardless of race, color, ethnicity, wealth. You break the law, you got just as good or bad a chance as being convicted as anybody else. This is not the system that we live up under. This is not even close. And for these clowns on in social media saying that this system is not perfect, but it's much better than anybody else's, listen, stop lowering the standard just to give this country a pass. As a people, you should be able to establish a law, a standard of law. This is what it's going to be held to, and this is what we're going to strive for. You cannot have a court system where you have black people that can be wrongly convicted, served 30, 40 years before they finally find out that this guy had not committed the crime, and then release. This happens all the time. Once this happened once, if you've seen a reshuffling on how the court system functioned and how they came to this verdict, what mistakes were made, and they took the necessary steps to prevent this from happening again, then I can somewhat see you saying this country or this court system is an example for the world. This is nowhere near, nowhere near that. But you get these people who love America, who, no matter what, despite the almost $30 trillion in debt, they love capitalism. Despite all the people that's being wrongfully accused, taken from their family for years at a time, dying on death row, they love the courts. No matter what, you got Democrats and Republicans like the Hatfield and the McCoys, bitter enemies, but they love the democracy. How do you have a democracy within a two-party system where each party hate the other more than the other do? Set a standard and adhere to it. This is not justice. Justice is not having a defense attorney sit up here in the court of law dehumanizing Ahmad Aubrey, talking about his long, dirty toenails, without nobody questioning her as to say, how do you know his toenails are long and dirty? Show you come to court with evidence, not speculation. Show me some images of some long, dirty toenails that you're talking about in the court of law. And if you don't have it, throw her in contempt of court, fine her, and then remove her license. She should never practice law again. Because like I say, people always attack my character, but they don't touch this content. When you have facts, you argue facts. When you don't have facts, you attack the character. When you start talking about long, dirty toenails right in the presence of the mother of the deceased, this shows you how insensitive this woman is. This shows you how insensitive the court is, because the judge didn't even say, hey, you going too far now. The judge is supposed to be the standard of balance, to keep everything equal. But when you see a defense attorney using tactics like that in front of a still breathing mother, and you say nothing, everybody in there should be held accountable for that. So no, this ain't nowhere near no justice. Like I said, these fools sit up talking about America's court system. It ain't perfect, but look, when you have this court system and the embarrassments that it has been attributed to society, when you have instructors in school teaching law students that they would rather be white and guilty than black and innocent. This is the mindset that you put in the head of future lawyers, future judges. I'd rather be white and guilty than be black and innocent. I have a better chance of getting up than a black guy. This is reminiscent to the video I just did yesterday. When the black boy asked the white Michael Landon, would you rather live to be 50 years old as a white man or 100 as a black? The truth got stuck in Michael Landon's throat. He couldn't even bring himself to answer the question. You ask, and it's not just on TV. You ask any white person you know. Ask your white mama, would she rather live 50 years as a white person or 100 as black? And watch her choke on those words too, because it's not a crack on the planet. I don't care how rich you are, would ever want to trade places with a Negro. There isn't a race of people on the planet that would ever want to trade places with blacks. Celebrating this, it is sad. When you sit back and you celebrate the court of law actually doing the right thing. You're celebrating this. This is what should be expected. When you live in a society, when you actually celebrating what should be expected, that tells you what type of society you living under. You know what? If you can't trust a person to do the right thing, don't even give them the opportunity to do it. Now, I'm going to end this video here. And if you like this message, please share it. And if you like this content, consider subscribing to this channel. And with this video, as with all my videos, it is for the complete liberation of my people. And I'll see you in my next message. Ashe.